Look at Paul. Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Dallas Cowboys and the Cincinnati Bengals. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. Shreds the tackle, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. For Mixon, a big jump up from year one. He had 1,168 rushing yards, good for 4th in the league.
Didn't fumble all year long as well, so ball security a big part of his game. But despite the fact that he's well over 1,000 yards rushing, I thought he was underutilized as a running back. He has the ability to catch the ball in the backfield. Cincinnati didn't throw it to him nearly enough to try and create some more plays for him downfield.
Andy Dalton, and he will go down. A Cowboy a sack. Randy Gregory. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Dalton here from the gun. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Well, off topic, but we'd be remiss if we didn't point out what else was happening Super Bowl weekend. The Madden 19 Club Championship, second major this season, 2 more to follow. And our winner, Pauvin, representing the Oakland Raiders. He took down the Vikings, and your favorite, Charles, I.B. Strafen. He had to reach for the ibuprofen after a 38-24 beatdown in the final.
Well, you know if he was representing the Oakland Raiders, the Vikings went down, and they went down hard. That's how the Raiders do it.
How about Pauvin, though, looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. Intended that time for Cooper.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Well, this offseason for the Cincinnati Bengals is going to be one of transition. Marvin Lewis, second longest tenured head coach in the NFL, been with the Bengals since 2003, Charles. Let go on December 31st. Happy New Year, after a third straight season of no playoff football.
And he actually made that franchise relevant. You remember what a wreck it was when he took over? And then he turned them into a perennial playoff team. Unfortunately, went 0-7 in the playoffs. That helped lead to his demise. When you look at them going forward, though, there are some pieces in place, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They've got a quarterback in Andy Dalton, have a receiver in A.J. Green. That's where things start when they start the rebuilding process.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. And a look now at the Cincinnati offense.
Out of the backfield is Joe Mixon, and he was a valuable commodity coming out of the University of Oklahoma because of his ability to be so versatile. Can run it inside with power, gets to the perimeter and can outrun people, catches the ball not only out of the backfield, but you can split him out just like he would be a receiver. And I think that if he wanted to dedicate himself, he'd be an all-pro kick returner.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Dalton. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
But Charles, as the Cowboys take over here, what do you think of the season that Dallas had? Yes, they get in the playoffs, but that's now 6 straight divisional round games that they've lost.
And that doesn't make you feel great as an organization. But think about this season. They started 3
and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Nick Vigil. And he'll bring it back to about the 5-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this be who you are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll give it to Mixon, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Here's Dalton. And he's got it. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal. And now the defense for Dallas.
Sean Lee's one of my favorite players, and I don't mind saying it because I love his versatility. I can move him inside at the linebacker position. I can move him outside. I can rush him off the edge, rush him up the middle. He can drop into pass coverage. In fact, his versatility was on display even in his high school days, where he was a big-time high school basketball player that had a chance to play in college as well.
We're good.
Dalton on 3rd and goal. Looking for Boyd, and he's got him. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyler Boyd, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Bullock out now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Well, CD, the NFL held its awards show the night before the Super Bowl, and as you and I had speculated the last few weeks, Patrick Mahomes, MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and for the 2nd straight season, how about Aaron Donald, Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, Donald was expected. We knew that was going to happen. Mahomes, we thought would happen. But there was that school of thought that maybe Drew Brees might walk away with the MVP since he's never won one. But Mahomes, a deserving winner. How about the Offensive Rookie of the Year? Saquon Barkley with the Giants. Many thought it might be Baker Mayfield with Cleveland.
Yeah, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Darius Leonard of the Colts, and the Colts Comeback Player of the Year, Andrew Luck, and very deservedly so.
I would say that for sure, and he beat out J.J. Watt, who also would have been a deserving winner. Coach of the Year, I thought was a close vote, or probably should have been closer to me, because I thought Anthony Lynn from the Chargers deserves some respect, but Matt Nagy of the Bears, he ends up winning the award. They went 12-4 in his rookie season.
And then last one we need to mention, Chris Long of the Eagles, well-deserved Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year. Congrats to all.
Yeah, how about that? Donated his first 4 game checks to fund a literacy program that donated free books and mentoring services for families. And remember, last season, he donated every game check to causes that he felt strong.
And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off by the linebacker, Vontaze Burfict.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
before this next drive gets going, we need to discuss the Hall of Fame inductees. There will be 8 in the 2019 class. We got Champ Bailey, Tony Gonzalez, Ty Law. Who else am I forgetting in there?
Well, how about a big guy, a lineman, Kevin Mawai, who was absolutely terrific in his...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Tyler Boyd with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Bengals add on to their lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Bullock out now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the... While we have a second here, let's peek back to the Super Bowl. The lowest scoring Super Bowl, Charles, in history, 13-3. And it took us 53 minutes to get our first touchdown of Super Bowl 53.
Can you believe they went into the half, 3-0 New England, Stephen Gostkowski with a field goal. Then they finally tie it up with Greg Zuerlein at the end of 3 quarters of the Rams knocking one through the post. The Patriots, the 3rd team to win the year after losing a Super Bowl, the first since the Dolphins in 1972.
And, of course, the big number now for New England, 6 titles, and they are tied with the Steelers for the most ever.
Here we go, 46. Here we go.
A second down throw for Prescott. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott, and it's 3rd down. Now, that's twice now already in this first quarter that he's been able to knock a ball away.
They're going to need that from him and plenty more if they want to slow down this passing game. Thus far, though, he's been a ball magnet.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Here we go, 46. Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Geno Atkins coming in to drop it for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Bengals will take... Over here, 1st and 10. And out now, here come the Bengals. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. second down, Dalton. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
And now here come the Cowboys. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. So finally completes his first pass. Credit the defense, though. They've been showing him some different looks, keeping him off balance.
Yeah, I like the observation that you had there, because when you give him different looks and give any quarterback different looks, it takes just a little bit longer to process sometimes, and you don't throw the ball with the same confidence. You're not sure that that's where you should go with the football, and that's worked for the defense early in this game, and now he's got his first completion. Let's see if his confidence comes back, and he starts to get into a nice little groove.
Flush to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Cole Beasley, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. On the left side, Gallup's got it. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
A first down carry by Elliott. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
Done. Here we go, 46, 46. Hey, 47.
They just get the play off. Now Prescott eluding the pressure right. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. Third and short yardage, Prescott. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's fourth.
The beauty of being able to play zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And his kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there, because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Getting ready to go again. Here's Andy Dalton marching back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Tyrone Crawford able to get in there and drop him behind the line.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Dalton throwing on second down. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. Blitz, Dalton. He's got his man, Boyd. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 2 touchdowns for him already in this first half. This one good for a first down. A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on third down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last third down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another first down, almost back to the drawing board. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out. From midfield here, Dalton. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. A very solid gain of 27. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory? They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
It's second down. Dalton looking. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And he's into the clear. The 30, 10, 5. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Pass interference. Defense.
So call off the
Automatic
pick
first
six.
down.
Everything looked right. It looked like it was in their favor. Returned it for a touchdown, as you just described. But instead, the penalty for interference nullifies everything.
They come up in an offset eye. Mixon trying to punch it in. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Now Bullock to add the extra point. And certainly some credit there for that touchdown goes to the offensive line.
They never get the credit they deserve in the stat sheet, but they are the reason that they got the points. Excellent job up front, clearing the way for the score.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And the lead is up to 18 now. Bullock out now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again, we get a look at Amari Cooper as he heads back out there now. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter, and they're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's two sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion. Anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. Elliott, the leading rusher for the second time in his 3 NFL seasons, 1,434 yards, more than 100 better than second-place Saquon Barkley.
And the offense runs through Ezekiel Elliott in Dallas. He makes them go. And how about how he added to his pass catching this year? His numbers jumped up in a big way. So when Dak Prescott didn't have something downfield, he just dumped it out into the flat to number 21.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here we go. Warning. Hey, switch.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Here we go, 47. Here we go.
Second down, Prescott. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Partner, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And now with the play clock winding down, Jason Garrett opts to take a timeout. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Let's finish now. Gun. Under.
Throwing, Prescott. He's going to let this one go deep. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, 61 yards. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. Charles, there aren't really any slow receivers, but there's fast and then really fast. He's really fast, and he showed off the afterburners there.
And that he is, because when he took off, I was thinking there's no chance that he can actually reach him with that pass. Yet he did, and he's still sprinting. And just think about what that does for everyone else on his team, because his ability to stretch a field opens things up for the rest of the receivers on the team.
And he pushed it right. It's no good. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And heading back out there, Giovanni Bernard getting ready to go again. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience. And that's the hard part for a runner, because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for Dalton. To Mixon on the check down. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
Delay of game, offense.
So that'll back him up 5.
Still 3rd down.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. To throw here, Dalton. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down, you bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Back deep is Tavon Austin. Fielded at the 33. Now a hit and a loose football.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
47. 47. 46. Go. Get out there.
Prescott to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series before you get out there. Hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Here we go, 46. Here we go. All right, hey. Gun. 26.
On 2nd down, Prescott again. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
21's the left. Here we go, 46. Here we go, 47. Here we go, 46.
Prescott from the gun. Flushed out right. Cooper's got him. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big gain of 31 on third down.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Here we go. Wide eight. Done. Woo. Here we go. 46. 26.
1st down, Prescott. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. William Jackson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
The drive will commence with a run by Mixon, and he'll be taken down at the 18. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. It's Mixon on the counter, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Now the Bengals on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
There you go, 368.
So Dalton now. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Jeff Heath. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys have cut it to within a score.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
And now Jason Garrett electing for his guys to try for 2.
21's the will. 26.
They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And he will find the end end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the two-point conversion, and that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. They get the conversion, and Charles, when you only have 2 yards to go, what do you think of the toss play? Because initially it kind of set you back a little bit.
It does, especially if you get a lot of pressure coming towards you. But if you can get to the edge, if you seal the edge with your blocking, often your tackle or your tight end on what they call the play side where the ball goes, you can get to the corner, and that allows those big guys to get out ahead of the runner.
All right, let's focus now on Giovanni Bernard. Now, the good news, his team's winning. The bad news, he hasn't had the game that he's hoped to, at least to this point here in the second quarter.
And a lot of that is pride, because these types of backs want to be in the center of all the action and leading their team to victory. They'll take the win right now, hoping to jump his game up as this one moves on.
And he probably wants a little bit more of the spotlight going forward. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
Passing again. Dalton on 2nd and 10. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football.
Plays like this when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. Well, things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 37. Here's Prescott. He'll let it fly for Austin. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete.
41's the whip. Good. Here we go.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Trying to lay one up deep. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get one play before the 2-minute warning.
Go, get out there, get out there. Let's go, get out.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. On fourth, they do snap it to Prescott. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. Well, that, my friend, I guess is the definition of a head-scratcher. Fourth and long, this stage of the game. What were they doing?
I just have to believe that he looked at the situation, still in the first half, decided if there was a time to be aggressive, now was it, because there's still time to make up for it if things don't go right. Of course, a lot of questions on this one, and look, I want to go for it as much as anyone.
But fourth and long?
Yeah, I don't think I would have there. That one seemed a little bit on the irrational side.
Fans might be a little angry at that one. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Snap came at one. Now here's Dalton. His throw incomplete. The tight end, C.J. Uzomah, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
He will push his way down to about the 14. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Third down, a shot here for Dalton. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Andy Dalton with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. And the Bengals add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Bullock out now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on first down.
Good. Here we go, 46. 41's the whip. 26.
A first down throw for Prescott. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you down, an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. Now Dak Prescott of the offense heading back onto the field. Any surprise in your mind he's out there to start the second half after 4 first-half interceptions?
He's to be surprised by a lot of things, partner, but in this case I'm not, because you know they want him to be their guy. And the only way to truly establish that is to give him a chance to work through some of the issues he had in the first half.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24.
47. Here we go. Line 8. 26.
To throw is Prescott. Buying time to his left. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Right there, over there. Right there. Here we go. Line 8. 26.
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Face mask. Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
First down.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
Here we go. Line 8. Done. Woo. 26.
On 1st and 10, Prescott flush to his right. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
47. Here we go. Line 8. 26.
A give to Elliott. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Here we go. Line 8. Here we go. 47. 26.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Here we go. 46.
Now Prescott on 4th down. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 21. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them. He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
There you go, 368.
Dalton throwing on 2nd down. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. And they're set up in a golden position here right around the 10-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. Prescott now after the fumble recovery. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Preston Brown coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. Prescott now on 2nd down. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper from 17 yards out. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
And now Jason Garrett electing for his guys to try for 2.
Switch, and hey. Here we go, go to 54, line 8.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And my goodness, another interception. William Jackson with a pick. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. The 20. 10. 5. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Well, that was almost a 4-point swing. The interception, if he had returned it all the way, would have been 2 for them, but just a little bit shy.
And when it's a play like that, you're exactly right with the math. But don't you feel like it would have counted for more if they found their way all the way back to the end zone and gotten the 2? That changes the whole momentum, doesn't it?
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Dalton here from the gun. And the pressure gets to him again. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him again. The 3rd time he sacked him here tonight.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today. But on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And now here is another interception. Picked off Byron Jones. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. 3rd down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
Yeah, and it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field and an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try.
Here we go. 1, 26.
They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And he will get into the end zone as they will indeed claim a 1-point lead. They didn't want the tie. They roll the dice and they take the lead.
That felt like a tone setter, didn't it? Forget tying the ball game and feeling like we're just hanging with you. We're going to go ahead and push it to a 1-point lead, and that just changes the complexion of the whole game.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Dalton. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Lead! Lead! They go 368.
Dalton, 1st and 10. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jeff Heath. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of 2 halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened, because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field.
Here we go, 47. Go, get out there. 26.
They go down to it again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Here we go, 488. Here we go, 46.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Intentional grounding, offense.
Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
Yeah, you have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Their lead, they have seen it evaporate completely after such a good first half. They've been shut down here in the third quarter.
Searching for answers, trying to figure out what it's going to take to get back to where they were before. The big part of it is that sometimes you don't have to go exotic now. You go back to basics. Being able to run the football, string some things together, some effective passes, try and get a rhythm established again, and try and get back in the lead.
Back in the lead, like you said, back to the basics. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Once again, they run with Mixon, and they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. That's complete to John Ross. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43.
44.
Here's Dalton. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence in there again. My goodness, that is now his 4th sack tonight.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. From midfield here, Dalton. And he's going to go down again. Randy Gregory bringing the pressure again, and that is his 3rd sack here tonight.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Dak Prescott of the offense heading back onto the field. He is looking to help his team build their lead after trailing at halftime. They've got to like the spot they're in right now.
They have to love it, but as you and I both know, cliche alert coming here. You're only as good as your last possession. But I think that they like, as you said, the spot they're in and how confidently they're playing at this point.
But again, just a 1-possession lead, looking to expand that now. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop it behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll set them back 5.
Still second down.
Second down, Prescott. Looking deep for Elliott. It got his man complete. That one goes for 36 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Prescott now from the 50. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, Prescott. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. Oh, and the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
46. Here we go.
Prescott from the gun. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be. Back now in Cincinnati. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal. To the air again, Prescott. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Geno Atkins in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night.
46. Done. Screen. 46. 47. 46.
Prescott on 3rd and goal. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here we go, a big play and a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal.
46.
Prescott. playmaker Preston Brown there to knock that one away. Boy, you talk about not playing it safe. Why were they going for it there, Charles?
It's got to be a full evaluation of their team. Do they trust their defense in this situation? Maybe they think they've given all they can in this game and they don't have anything left. Do they not trust